while it's normal, particularly for women, because we're socialized to avoid negotiations, we feel we shouldn't have to answer. We're often raised, especially in my generation, we're raised to work hard, and we feel that our work should speak for itself. Don't draw attention to yourself, just work hard, keep your head down, work hard, and you will be rewarded. And for a lot of us, we're finding that that is not the case. It's not going to work. You have to answer. And if you don't answer, what the research does show is that you pay a price. We pay a price as women for not asking. And the latest research in 2020 shows that when they ask women if they've ever negotiated for a salary increase, for example, 60% said no. They have never negotiated for a salary increase. And then what the research shows is that when they ask them, have you left a job to get a salary increase or to get a salary bump, 72% said yes. So if you put that in context, women avoid negotiating rather than go in and say, here is my value, here is the work that I've done and I deserve a raise. Women say no to that and take on the task of going out there and looking for another job to to get a salary bump. Can you imagine that? Which is easier? It's easier to just walk in and ask for more money, but women find that difficult. And so what they do is they take on the job of the task of looking for another job. And if you've ever searched for a job, it is a full-time job in of itself. That just looking for more, looking for another job it takes time, it takes attention, and you really don't want to do that unless you absolutely have to. So it's more important to just to ask. And then if they say no, then say, I am not valued here, and then look for a job. But what women do, what the research shows, is that they don't even bother to ask. They just, go straight into the hard work of looking for another job in order to get money. And so that's what we're going to be addressing today. And I want to say that research also shows that there's a reason we're not only socialized to avoid negotiating, but if we're not careful, we pay a price if we do negotiate. So research shows that as women, we face a double bind. So we're asked to lean in and negotiate, but when we do it, we're seen as aggressive, we're seen as bossy, we're seen as intimidating or unlikable. And so whereas when men do the same thing, they're seen as strong and assertive. And so if you're a man and you're not negotiating, then you're missing out. You should be negotiating because you're not going to be penalized for asking. Women are often penalized for asking. They're seen as, well, why are you asking? Sometimes they get a very negative reaction to it. And so there's a reason we're socialized and we also pay a price. So it's a tricky road to navigate. So when you are taking on the mantle of negotiating, then you have to be mindful of that double bind and then work to try to avoid it. And so that's what we're going to be discussing today. How do you negotiate more and not leave things on the table and avoid that double bind that women face? When you ask for what you really deserve, people think, hey, you're a little bit too aggressive, or you're a little bit too bossy, or you're a little bit too intimidating for